Mic check 1 2.
2 and 2. Mic check.
Three, two, one.
Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome to KSAT News Now, streaming from the KSAT 12 newsroom. And we have got the squad all back together. Alicia is back.
Once again.
Super producer Alyssa hanging out with us. Even Justin Horn is gracing us with his presence today. I don't know what.
Thumbs up backstage. Right.
Oh, Justin, yeah. What a treat to have Justin back with us this morning. He's been kind of missing us. He's missing us a little bit.
Are you missing us?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That's it. One word answer there. Okay, well, thanks again for hanging out with us to start your work week. Of course, you can like, rate, and subscribe to our podcast as well.
Start going this morning.
Oh, yeah. What can you say?
All right. Well, we have a lot of news to get to this morning. San Antonio City Council could take action against one of their own, the latest in the Clayton Perry controversy.
And this video here, absolutely horrifying, of a mid-air crash caught on camera. So we'll tell you what's next after that Dallas Air Show mid-air collision.
Plus, saying goodbye to a local radio legend, how the community came together to honor Russell Rush.
Yeah, and in a little bit of lighter news, well, a tough loss here for the Cowboys last night against the Green Bay Packers. So we'll break it down the best way we know how with Stick Figure Sports.
But first, weather, finally.
Speaking of, the man.
It feels so good. This weekend was great.
It was chilly.
Oh my gosh.
It was chilly.
Well, I say great if you love cold weather.
I think most people were ready for it. You know, I myself am a warm weather fan. but it's just me. It's just me. It was pretty nice,
I liked
actually.
it. Yeah.
We've got a cold
Sweater
week
weather.
ahead, a chilly week.
I'm so excited.
So with that in mind, let's talk snowfall. Which U.S. city
Uh-oh.
has never recorded snowfall since records have been kept? Is it Miami, Key West, Brownsville, or Mauna Kea, Hawaii?
Wow.
I know which one it's not.
Which one
Okay.
it's not?
Yeah, I think
okay.
it's not
Process of
Brownsville.
elimination?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
gave you a clue.
Okay. I think Hawaii is the obvious one. That's wait.
I'm
no.
gonna go with I'm going first. B, Key West.
Key West. What are you thinking, RJ?
Wait, what I meant by Hawaii, I think that's the way too obvious one. So you know what? I'm gonna go see Brownsville, Texas. Let's do it. RGB, baby.
No, it is
Oh
not
my
Brownsville.
God.
Key West is
literally just
correct.
told him
Alicia
not
nailed
to,
it. She
'cause
did
I
the
lived over
process
there.
of elimination
Yeah.
perfectly.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so Miami last recorded its first and only snow in January of 1977. So it's only snowed in Miami once.
First and only?
First and only. Brownsville has seen measurable snow in 2004 and 2017, and they got a dusting in 2021 of the big freeze.
I remember 2017.
It snows every year on Hawaii's summits, Mauna Kea, Mauna
What?
Loa, and Haleakala.
Oh no.
Fun fact.
Okay.
Way up there at the top, though, the summits. Anyway, there you go.
Okay.
So Key West is the correct answer. Good job.
So
Alicia.
Congrats.
Miami,
You
Hawaii
got it.
doesn't have great weather all the time.
I guess not. Not unless you live. If you're up in the summit, then definitely not.
Well, no one lives up there. There's just an observatory. But yes, yes. And the reason I talk about snow, guys, take a look at this picture. So this is a TxDOT camera in the Panhandle near Shamrock, Texas. If you're familiar with that, it is east of Amarillo on I-40. This was the scene about 15 minutes ago.
No way.
Heavy snow here in Texas.
Where did you say this was?
Just east of Amarillo. It's called Shamrock. It's right on the Texas-Oklahoma border. And this is the scene there. There has been snow most of the morning. It's right there because we've got an area of low pressure that's spinning there in the Texas Panhandle. So a lot of rain and then snow on the north side of this. We're getting some moisture getting pulled up into San Antonio, which is why it's been damp, it's been wet, it's been cool all morning long. There is a clearing line, though. Skies will eventually clear this afternoon, but we've got probably a couple more hours of some of this kind of drizzly weather for us here in San Antonio. So let's look at the live radar. Still some showers coming through. Nothing really heavy. We've picked up about 1/10 of an inch at the airport. That's it. But it's going to be wet for, again, just a little while longer before this all shifts out. So let's look forward in time here and fast forward to noontime. Notice a lot of the showers are pushing east. There is the clearing line that eventually makes its way to San Antonio, and that occurs by about 2, 3 o'clock, I think. And depending on when that moves through, that'll have a big bearing on our temperature. But I think by the afternoon, you'll see these clouds clear out, and we'll get temperatures into the 60s. So here's the KSAT 12-hour forecast. Still a small chance for rain noontime. 56 degrees at 1 o'clock, 62 at 2 o'clock, 64 at 3 p.m. And then by 5 p.m., 63, 58 at 6 o'clock, 56 at 7 p.m. And as we go into tonight, temperatures will fall off. Winds will be gusty. We'll get northerly winds anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusty a little bit higher than that. And so by tomorrow morning, we're dropping down near to 40. Wind chill values tomorrow morning will be in the low 30s. Heads up, have your coat, you'll want it. And most of this week, guys, looks pretty chilly. Highs only in the 50s, probably through the foreseeable future. You feel good about this?
Yeah.
Oof.
I like the
love
colder weather.
this.
I like it too. Yeah.
I was over at my parents' this weekend and I was like, let's go for some Starbucks and sit in the backyard and just enjoy the cold weather. They had the fireplace on here in
That's
the
fair.
Dallas area.
Yeah.
So it was just perfect. I love it.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is
it.
a nice change of pace from what has been a pretty brutal year, heat-wise and
Yeah.
rain-wise. So
But you're not a fan, huh, Justin?
it's
Not
just
so much.
me. It's just me.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate it, man. Okay, so moving on to our news of the day. A Veterans Day celebration turned deadly over the weekend in the Dallas area after 2 historic military planes crashed mid-air, leaving 6 people dead.
Yeah, so this happened during an air show where more than 4,000 people were to see more than 40 World War II era aircrafts. And that video is really, really tough to watch.
Absolutely, yeah. The investigation is still in its early stages, and a preliminary report is not expected until 4 to 6 weeks from now. But here's what we know at the moment. 2 vintage planes, a Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress and a Bell P-63 King Cobra, went down during the Wings over Dallas air show. And you're talking about that video right there.
So this happened early Saturday afternoon. The video is tough to watch. In that video, you can see the planes break apart in the sky after that collision, hitting the ground within seconds, and then just it bursting into flames.
Yeah, I remember seeing this over the weekend, just being shocked after a lot of people obviously shared this on social media, a lot of people that were there for the air show. So the Allied Pilots Association, which is the labor union representing American Airlines pilots, has identified 2 pilot retirees and former union members, Terry Barker and Len Root. Barker and Root were crew on the B-17 during the air show.
A third victim, Major Curtis J. Rowe, was identified by family. The Associated Press spoke to Rowe's brother-in-law, Andy Keller. He said Rowe was a member of the Ohio Wing Civil Air Patrol and a crew chief on that B-17 Saturday afternoon.
And the National Transportation Safety Board is investigating this, and during a press conference, it was stated that they'll be looking at why the aircrafts were co-altitude in the same airspace at the same time.
Investigators will also examine, of course, the wreckage from both aircrafts, which you see there. I mean, just pieces of it left. So they'll be interviewing those present at the air show and, of course, obtain records related to pilot training and aircraft maintenance. However, it will take up to 18 months for that final report to be completed.
Yeah,
So
that video,
still-
again, just horrifying. And obviously, you know, a lot of people are there enjoying the weekend, Veterans Day, and that's a big part. Air shows are always very popular. And just seeing it, there's so many questions there. Apparently, the aircrafts did not have any black boxes, so that's what's going to make it more difficult for them to figure out exactly what happened and basically a cause for this crash.
You know, a lot of the questions already are, were these pilots trained? I mean, you have to think about it. They have 20 to 30 years of experience. They actually did a run-through Friday, a complete run-through of the air show. So they knew exactly what was going to be happening. Again, they've been training this for months. They put this on every year. I think they relocated from the Houston area to Dallas back in 2014. So this was nothing new to them. And of course, the community there in the Dallas area devastated because a lot of these pilots are from those small towns around the Dallas area. So everyone knows everyone.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
this
really
is
sad to see it come to this.
And this is, like you were saying earlier, obviously experienced pilots. They love to do this. They love to be out in the air. But again, this investigation is going to take a while before we try and figure anything else as to what may have caused this terrible, terrible accident there in Dallas this weekend.
All right, so here at home, San Antonio City Council members will hold a special session this afternoon to vote on whether they should call on Councilman Clayton Perry to resign and if they will issue a vote of no confidence against him.
All right, this is the latest fallout from Perry's alleged involvement in that hit and run collision. Perry turned himself in on Thursday, but he said to our cameras and to other media there that he would not resign from City Council.
Then on Friday, San Antonio police said they would file a DWI charge against him. But here's the thing, if City Council approves the no confidence vote, it still would not affect Perry's role on council.
And that is because council members cannot remove another member unless there is a criminal conviction there. And we saw the similar situation with Councilman Mario Bravo earlier in the week as well. So I believe this is the only item on their agenda today. So we will find out this afternoon if that is the case or not, but it seems like that's the direction they're going to go.
Yeah. All right. In Uvalde, after nearly 6 months since the mass shooting at Robb Elementary, millions of dollars have been raised through the Uvalde Together We Rise Fund, and disbursement finally starts today.
Yeah, it's been a long time there for these families. So the total amount surpasses $22 million. And according to the executive director of the National Compassion Fund, or the NFC, 100% of that money will be given out to victims and their families.
So then the NFC has worked with a local steering committee, and that's made up of 10 people, and they published a final protocol that outlines who gets these funds. So some of those categories include the legal heirs of the 21 killed, those present in the west wing of the school, and class and funeral home workers who we remember were shot at by the shooter that day. So they're eligible. Of course, those applications have closed, but that's some of the categories that were of people who were eligible.
Right. And so we're looking at hundreds of applicants here. 448 people have been approved to receive that funding, and the steering committee has decided not to make the accounts each verified applicant receives public for their own privacy and protection. I think that's an important move there.
Yeah, and then you think about some of these family members saying that some community members have like turned their backs on them and they don't even feel comfortable going to the grocery store. That's probably for the best that's being kept private. But once the funds are depleted, an independent auditing firm will make sure that 100% of these funds were given out correctly.
Absolutely. And a quote here from officials saying that obviously this affected school children the most. And when you give money to children, have the highest responsibility to make sure that that money is protected. And it's just been months, but hopefully these families can use this money to maybe just try and get things, you know, I don't want to even say back to normal, because they'll never be back to normal, but, you know, some much needed funding there to help them families out.
Absolutely. So over the weekend, family, friends, and fans shared a final goodbye to a local radio icon, Russell Rush.
All right, so if you've lived in San Antonio for a while, then you know that Russell Rush was a very well-known voice here on the radio airwaves. So he passed away on October 21st, and people met this weekend at Techport Center and Arena, actually yesterday, to honor Rush, who died after battling cancer.
Those closest to him describe Russell as a host, storyteller, and overall a great friend.
I don't think I would be a creative content creator if it wasn't for him, because he kind of the things he wanted done, he wouldn't always do himself. He would find someone that was strong in those aspects, and he'd have you do them, and he'd make you shine. And that was really awesome of him, because he was such a famous person in San Antonio, and to want to take that spotlight off of yourself and build someone else up, that's just amazing person. Like, there's nobody really like that anymore.
He's the King Kong of San Antonio radio and the King Kong of San Antonio friendships. Just a big personality, caring heart, loving human being, just an amazing person. Has probably influenced me more than he'll ever know, more than he ever knew. And just a kind soul. And I've never met anybody, I've worked in radio for 27 years, and I've never met anybody who was more passionate about the community and all the right things. He loved San Antonio like it was a part of his family, and it was.
He was also known for his energetic personality and for helping several nonprofit groups. Those include Make-A-Wish, Toys for Tots, and Susan G. Komen.
Yeah, and I think he'd also raised money for those families there in Uvalde too, as he was battling cancer here. So he first announced his diagnosis to his radio listeners in June of 2021, and he continued to do his show as much as he could during that time and share his story just to get the word out about awareness for research. And very tough loss here for the radio community, media community. I mean, just such a voice out there. I remember moving to San Antonio, and he was one of the first voices that I'll always remember when you move here. And he was on like a 96.1, The Mix, right? And so, yeah, he was just like, hear him in all the commercials. And then he had that haunted tour, which I thought was one of the coolest things.
Yeah, and it's funny to think about that started as a joke and then it really took off. Actually, online right now, we have an article, about the farewell this weekend, and one user, Sally, says, Russell was great, and I always look forward to his haunted tour, sad day for San Antonio. So that, I mean, the haunted tour was definitely a favorite here in San Antonio.
Yeah, every October, every fall, that was one of his signature things that he did, and you could see just from the reaction of his family, friends, and the community that he was very much beloved here in San Antonio.
All right, so now to some sports.
Yes, we had a lot of action this weekend. All right, so we're going to make a move here. Are you going to join me on this one?
I don't know.
Okay.
Where do I go?
Right here. We are going to Storyteller, okay? Let's see what we got here. We're going to be talking Cow Boss.
Cow
Football.
Boss?
Cow Boss, yes. Cowboys. Cow Boss. I'm just talking. How about them Cow Boss? All right, so here we go. We're doing stick figure sports.
Why
and
Cow
we got
Boss?
Star, huh?
Why are you saying
I
that?
don't know, it's just the way some people say it from what I've heard. And that is basically what we're looking at. We have a sad star.
What in the world?
You're like, I'm just going to go with this. We have a very sad star because the Cowboys blew a big lead here in the fourth quarter against the Green Bay Packers. They were up 28-14, Alicia. They thought we were in cruise control here. Not we. I mean, the Vikings won. My team won, by the way. But the Cowboys thought they were going to go to 7-2. Exactly. So here we go. We're going to draw Mike McCarthy here. He's a little round guy, kind of. Okay, so we have him here. And the reason I'm drawing him is he's got like his headset.
To this segment.
He's got his headset there. And he was so upset that he like slammed his headset on the ground. Did you see this?
Okay, so no.
Okay.
But he's a very like.
That's his headset right there.
He was
He
mad,
just slammed it on the ground
Okay,
after
I'll
they.
add something.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Please do.
Mad,
Mad.
as the kids say.
He was big mad.
He was
Big mad, as the kiddos say. Yeah.
big mad. Sorry, I'm not that.
But I will say this. I do think that here I'm going to do. This is just a drawing of this right here. See if we could figure this out. So this right here is supposed to be. What is this? I don't even know. A zebra.
A zebra.
A zebra. Yeah, I don't know.
Looks like a gorilla.
This is supposed to be a
Is
zebra.
that the face? Are these the ears?
Yeah, that's the face. That's the ears right there. Okay, so this is a horrible, horrible zebra. But the reason that I'm drawing that is because I really feel that the officials kind of messed up with the Cowboys yesterday. There were a couple of controversial calls there, including the holding call.
Statement.
Yes, including the holding call on Connor McGovern that brought back a long run by Malik Davis. That would have put the Cowboys in field goal range. And then they also had some no calls on my guy, CeeDee Lamb, who still won me a fantasy football game yesterday. Thank you very much, CeeDee Lamb, for that. But still, yes. But yeah, the refs, I thought, had some major mistakes as Bill Taylor walks by and just nods at this ridiculousness here. But yeah, Mike McCarthy slamming the headset, the refs, the Zebras messing things up, and the Cowboys fall to Green Bay 31-28. And they are now they are 6-3 now. 6-3.
How'd my Dak Prescott look?
Dak did not look good.
Okay.
Yeah, Dak struggled a little bit. He made some plays. CeeDee Lamb had himself a decent game as well, but Dak threw 2 interceptions. Both of those interceptions led to scores for Green Bay, and the Cowboys fall here. And guess who they're playing next?
The Vikings.
Skull Vikes. Yes, sir. They are going. They are traveling up north to the land of the Vikings to take on Minnesota this Sunday here at 3:25. Cowboys Vikes. Oh, me, definitely. I'll be there, so
this
it's going to be fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, going up there for that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be pretty cold. Probably.
I hope the Vikings lose.
Oh, man.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for this artwork, RJ.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? Should we do a little shout out to SAFC? Because what's this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. This is supposed to be a horrible trophy right there. Look at that. Because what is it? SAFC wins the USL Cup.
Yes.
There we go. Look, that's a trophy right there.
Wow.
Yeah. No. Is that bad too? That looks pretty rough also, right?
Yeah.
I'm left-handed.
Looks like
anyway, shout out to SAFC
wine glass.
winning the. Look at Dave. He's laughing. SAFC wins the USL Championship, so congratulations to San Antonio FC bringing home the cup. Yes.
I think Jonathan Coulter was out there last night. He's a big fan.
Yeah, I think we had a few people.
Big fan.
We had a few people there. I think Colton Parker, our digital managing editor, was out there too. The mayor was out there, Mayor Ron. So it was a big city event. I don't know. I didn't get an invite, so what can you say?
don't even need
I didn't get a
invite to show
ticket
up.
either. You know, just
There you go. That's where you started wrong. All right, you guys. That's it for KSAT News Now Monday edition. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m.